Okay, can you see the screen?
Sure.
Okay. So today we will be discussing, starting new chapter, the last part of the biotech applications, transgenic animals. So I'll discuss tomorrow. So this is second last chapter to be completed, organisms and population. The last unit level of the organism and populations, and one more chapter, biodiversity and conservation. So there are 4 chapters on the last unit, 2 chapters are deleted, and remaining 2 chapters to be completed. Okay, so second last one, organisms and populations. இதுல வந்து என்ன படிக்கிறோம்னா organisms, populations, and the main interaction of organisms with the populations is something related to ecology, ecological aspect, our study of our surroundings, organisms and its surroundings. No? Something that is known as a ecology. So what is ecology? It is given study of interaction among the organisms, between the organisms and its environment. So organism, so like human being, they cannot live independently without any interaction. So human being, they have to talk human being, another human being. So this is within the organisms level, their own organism, human being, or between organisms. Human being has to depend on other living things. Other living things, human being can interact with other animals like birds or cattle, or even all other, even including plants. We need to depend on plants for the food. So anyhow, we depend on plants for the food. We are depending. Without plant, we cannot survive. So these are dependents. Whether we are talking, whether you are getting product. So this is we are depending on the other source. So organisms, between other organisms also, we are depending. Any animals, no, they depend themselves from a group, and then they interact with other animals for the ecological needs. Then it's physical environment. So we depend on surroundings, interaction with the surroundings. So like we lives in the water. Like we construct the house, we need a soil, we need sand, bricks, all wood. This all we dependent. We need we need to interact with other abiotic environment. Air, without air we cannot survive. Without oxygen, without water we cannot survive. Without heat, light, temperature, this is also needed. So these are all the interaction between organisms and the biotic and abiotic. In short way, that is known as ecology. Depends on organisms interaction with the environment. So the environment is our surroundings. Organism has to depend on the surroundings. So the surroundings include biotic and abiotic. So biotic means the animals of same species or different species. Human mingle with the human, or human is interact with the other animals too for the survival. This is the ecology. Okay. So the ecology is concerned with the 4 levels of biological organization. 4 levels of biological organization. This is inge padikrom. But if you look into the biological organization, around 13 levels ninge padikrom. So starting from atoms, atoms varum, apra molecules varum, then outer molecules forms organelles, organelles forms the cell, cell forms tissues, tissues next organ, organ system, organism. So இதுல start பண்ணா நிறைய போயிட்டு இருக்கும். Populations, community, and ecosystem. So இது ecosystem, biomes, then biosphere. Then biosphere, it's act as a biosphere like that. So then planet, then go to universe and other things. So these are the different the levels of biological organization. Biological means living things, how they are formed and how they are orderly arranged. So the starting from atoms, if we take, then it is we can make a list of organization level, small to big. So under the organization, biological organization, we starting from organism as a whole, entire organism, and how they interact, what are the needs, how it depends on the other animals, or what are the adaptations of organism to survive the environment. So different organisms possess a different adaptation. If you take a polar bear, they have the thick fur. So if you take a desert animals, they have the different adaptations. So all adaptations within the organism. Then how they interact in the populations, in the group, then community. So many population forms a community, then ecosystem, many community forms ecosystem. The wide area biomes is a big landmass with a number of communities or ecosystem. So these are the concepts we will be discussing. And the second part of this chapter, we have populations, completely about the population studies, birth rate, death rate, immigration, then population growth curve, and interaction of various species or within the species, various interactions. Various interactions means competitions, commensalism, mutualism, so how they are mutually benefiting, or predation, or scavenging, so parasitism. So இதெல்லாம் வந்து நிறைய interactions இருக்கு within the population or between the populations, two populations. So these are all the ecological aspect only we will be discussing. It is a bit totally different from the so far what we discussed. Biotechnology, that is different, genetic is different, evolution is different aspect. Here now we are more focusing on ecological aspect, the study of more our surroundings, ecology, environment, study of environment, that is ecology. So the environment include both the biotic and the abiotic component. So individually we can study what is abiotic, what is the use of air, what is the use of water. The water plays a major role, in the distribution of animals. Based on the water availability, the forest is different, forests are there, forest or desert. This is all based on the water, amount of water or rainfall plays a major role. So they form different communities, different biomes based on the water, based on the light or different heat, different biomes are there. So Arctic and Arctic will be different because they get less light, less heat. Trophic regions, they have more light, right? Equator region, they have more light. So this way, the biomes are distributed. This is all based on the biotic and the abiotic reason. Organization, organism and its environment. This is the first topic. Organism and its environment is a organisms, how it interact with the environment. Physiological ecology, functional aspect, how the various the body functions, organisms level, how they are interact with the nature or environment. What way they are, the body is suited, adapted for lives in the different conditions. What are the modifications? Functionally, what way the modified? The camel is modified, not structurally, functionally also modified. There are so many reasons. To save the water, they have the different adaptation. To walk in the desert, they have the different adaptations. The food is modified. Even you look at the nostril, even the eye, to protect from the windstorm, it is modified. The skin, other things from the desiccation or dehydration, it is modified. How these are modified? They have different adaptations. The polar bear, so lives in that environment. Is it to camouflage? These are mammals, they should not lose heat. To prevent the heat loss, they have different adaptation. Like a cactus live in the very dry area. So how to utilize best to utilize the water? They cannot have the leaf like banana tree, banana plant, banana, that big leaf they cannot have because of the dry conditions. Easily the plant dies, it get dried away. So the cactus is modified. No leaves are reduced. So stem functions like leaf to minimize the water loss. So this is the modification. These are the rat. There is something desert rat or something kangaroo rat. They can live even without water. They survive from the metabolic waters. They survive the water forms during the metabolic reaction. They survive the years, many years without drinking water. So like that. So these are the various adaptations of the animal. It's called physiological ecology. So in the organism level, how they are adapted for the different environment. Next, these are the introduction part, and the rotation of the Earth is tilted. At the axis is not straight line. It's not like tilting, not rotating in straight line. The rotation of the axis is slightly tilted. There's a tilt in its axis that causes annual variations. Variations in temperature in the different regions. So Arctic region, Antarctic region. So these are due to the variations, different regions in the land also. Some places are desert, some are rainforest, the tundra, taiga. These are the different biomes are there. How these biomes are formed, and then what causes for the variations of the temperatures, variation of precipitation. Precipitation is any form of deposit from the cloud or sky. That is called precipitation. It's normally rain or snow or hail, stone. These all called precipitation. So water comes from the cloud. So this way. So this is all due to So the rotation of the Earth and then axis. So the axis is slightly tilted. How much it is tilted? 23.5 degree from the straight line. 23.5 degree is tilted in angle. Is that much angle it is tilted and it rotates itself. So by rotation of itself or rotate around the sun, that causes a day and night and the seasons. Sometimes it is path is like oval shape. So then it causes seasonal variations. So the season, day and night seasonal variations also due to its rotation itself or its rotation around the sun. Also, the angle of tilting, the axis is tilted towards the one side, that is the 23.5 degree is tilted. That you have to remember it. So because of that, various seasons, various biomes are formed, and various difference in the temperature, difference in the rainfall or precipitation occurs. These are the main cause for the differences occurs. That's why we have the variety of biomes, where some are very desert is a biome, grassland is a biome, okay, forest, or in the tundra, taiga, even the polar regions. These are the different biomes are there. This formed because of this rotation. The regional and local variations within the biomes leads to formation of different habitat. So within this biomes itself, different habitats will be there. Different small minor variation. If we take a forest, in the forest, and the tall trees are there. The tall trees get more sunlight. Where it get less sunlight, small herbs will be there. And the animals also, small animals, decomposer at the bottom. Some bigger animals, like a predator will be larger in size, few in number, and sometimes it occupy the trees. So these are the minor variations in the different based on the habitat. So different biomes have different habitat. So these are due to the variations in the temperature and based on the temperature, light availability, sunlight. Now, in this picture, you can see the different biomes distributions. What is the reason? It is the Earth is rotating itself and around the sun. Also, it is rotating in the tilted angle, 23.5 degree. So, because of that, the different biomes are formed. We have seasonal variation. In our place also, the winter, summer, we get spring, autumn. These are the seasons because of the rotation. Also, the biomes distribution with respect to annual temperature and the precipitation. In the picture, you can see in the vertical x-axis. This is the x-axis. Mean annual temperature is given. Annual temperature is given 10 degree to, then it goes to 0 degree again, minus degree, 0, and then 30 degrees given. It is a temperature. And this side is given in the y-axis, horizontal. I can see the 50, 100, 150. These are the millimeter, centimeter level rainfall. So annual precipitation, mean annual precipitations occurs. Based on the precipitation, you can just find out. So if you take a desert, the precipitation is very less. Precipitation is very less, means rainfall is very less. Below 50, you see that 50 centimeter and below in the annual rainfall will be there. And the temperature is high. Temperature is not coming down. So temperature is 5 to 25, 30. Sometimes it may be more also. This is a desert region. It can be more 40, 45. So it comes vertical line. So this is a desert where the rainfall is very minimum. And then next is grassland. Grassland, you see the temperature is around 25 and the rainfall is around 100. 110 it comes, centimeter per year. And if we go away a little bit away here, the rainfall is more. So if we go horizontal, the rainfall become more. The next, the grassland is a temperate. The coniferous forest it comes here is in between coniferous forest, and so it is the coniferous forest is the temperature is low. Sometimes the 0 degree, 0 to 5 to 6, 10 degree. So the coniferous forest, if you take less animal distributions will be there. Why the animal distributions are very less in the coniferous forest? Sometimes it will be 0 degree. So animal distribution is very less because of the temperature is low. Coniferous forest has a very low temperature. So like this is called conifers, and conifers also the rainfall is there, but it is gradually is minimum rainfall, less rainfall. You see the structure elaborate. More rainfall occurs around 100 degree, 100 rainfall occurs. It becomes narrow. Sometimes that rainfall occurs. So that it indicates. And temperate forest, you see the mostly the widely distributed temperate forest. They have the optimum temperature and also the rain, optimum rain also there. And tropical forest, you can see the more rainfall also there, till it goes up to 450 rainfall there. So temperature also good. In the tropical region, in the temperate regions, you can find more vegetations, more plants and animals. Okay, so because of the more optimum temperature is the right temperature, optimum temperatures like around 10 to 30 degree in between, and the rainfall is more also. So this is suitable for the growth of other things. Arctic and Arctic region is comes to below 0 degree, maybe minus 15, minus 10 also there this side. Rainfall occasionally occurs. Rain instead of precipitation is not rainfall, mostly snowfall will be there. So these are the Arctic alpine tundra regions. The temperature becomes very less. When the temperature becomes very less, naturally the plant and animals, fauna, flora will be very low in number. Varieties will be very less. So this is just to give an idea how this annual precipitation and the temperatures causes formation of different biomes, different ecological living place, wide place, different biomes. So then organisms and its environment. Here, the life exists in extreme and or harsh habitat. Life exists in different habitat, harsh habitat, extreme habitat. Extreme habitat means even the life exists in more than 100 degrees also. We cannot survive. The 100 degree centigrade, there are some bacteria, some other organisms can survive. Or in the desert place, organisms survive. Or in the cold, severe cold area, organisms survive. These are the some examples. So life exists in all the places. Number is or varieties more or less because of the rainfall and the light and temperature. Rajasthan desert, the animal suited for that is a camel, mostly suited for. Camel cannot live in the cold area or in the moderate area, so they are suited for the living in that particular area. So rain-soaked Megalith Forest. Here down is the Megalith Forest. These are some examples. So in the forest, it has own plants and animals to suit that environment. Like the deep ocean trenches. So deep ocean trenches means the ocean floor is become very narrow trenches. It forms in the floor, then deep depressions. The depression is known as trenches. Was deep ocean trenches. Normally floor it gets very like a burrow canal type, lengthy depression that is called as trenches. And torrential stream, like blowing streams, pouring streams, or permafrost. Permafrost means it is permanently fallen, or it occurs for a longer duration in the ground. Precipitation in the ground, like ice. Ground is the soil is covered with ice. You can see that the Himalaya is covered with a mountain. The snow is called glacier. So these are called as the permafrost, snow-laden polar regions. High mountain tops also, this permanently they have the thick snow. Like we have the soil, layer. That's in the Arctic and Arctic region. They have the permanently and found that's snow-laden regions. That is known as the permafrost region. Arctic region and mountains, glaciers, this all. So everywhere it has organisms. Organisms are adapted to survive in the different places. Just to know, these are the different regions. So each region has own organism. Organism also can live in the thermal spring. So like last chapter we discussed thermal spring, Thermus aquaticus. Thermus aquaticus is a bacteria that lives in 100 degree also in the thermal spring, hot spring. Composite pit. The animals also lives in composite pit under the ground. We make a composite pit, so the animals lives in composite pit. In the septic tank, we know that there are also organisms lives. So mostly even the copper gas also produced. So the bacteria are different, or anaerobic bacteria or methanogens. So they produce methane gas. So these are the bacteria can survive in the area. So where decomposed pit or where the oxygen supply is very less or no oxygen is there, they can survive. So these are the various regions life exists. Even there is some regions are very harsh weather, but life exists. Because of this, they are widely distributed. The animals are such a way adapted. So distribution, adaptation. So these are the things. Organism level, what changes occurs? Adaptation occurs to suit the environment. Yeah, sorry. So the adaptation is not, no, if animal is not willing to adapt, then what happens? Naturally, the animals will be eliminated. That means the everybody is unmute. Okay. So organism, which is it has to adapt to the environment, then only it can able to survive. Otherwise, it will be eliminated. So that theory, survival of the fittest, natural selection theory by the Darwin. So like that, animals are adapted to survive in the any conditions, extreme harsh weather also animals are able to survive. So like thermosychotic means they have all the enzymes under this bacteria can able to withstand the harsh heat weather. So that's what like animal adaptation is there. So organism is environment. Another thing is here you have to study the interaction between organism and the environment. Interactions are two types. One is with the living things. Other one is with the non-living thing. With the living thing, it is known as a biotic factor. And non-living is a abiotic factor. So biotic factors are water, light, temperature, soil, etc. There are a lot. So then biotic factors. So in human, it's interact with what pathogen is there. So pathogen is there, then the parasite is there, or generally decomposer. So any animal after death, what happened? It has to be decomposed. Why the decomposition is needed? Then only the nutrient cycle will continue. So again, whatever we have taken, so the plant grows from the soil, it taken everything from the soil and the nature. Then when it goes, when it dies, again it get decomposed. Then it release the matter, release everything to the soil or nature. Soil, nutrients or gases, it released back to the nature. So who is doing these things is a decomposer. So decomposer is needed. So animal depend on decomposer to get the nutrient cycle. Like parasites, predator, one or other way they plays a role. The predator also important. They check the prey population. Otherwise, the prey population keep increasing. The prey population is keep like deer keep increasing completely. All the vegetations will be finished. Then other food, lot of food chains will be all interrupted. So that is why the predator also is important. Then the competitor. So these are for examples of biotic component. And so different area has a different biotic component and abiotic component. Aquatic ecosystem has a different abiotic component, and then they have the food chain, food web. So these are the biotic components. The distinct role of position of animals in its environment is known as a niche. Sometimes niche it comes the role and position of organisms in its place. Suppose the animal like one animal like tiger. Tiger is why it occupy what is the role? It is a predator. So predation is its role. So it is ecological niche where it occupies. It has an area for food and functional activities, their own activities. In the tree they have different niches. Small birds occupy the middle. The bottom is occupied with the decomposer. Then next to small branches, small birds. Big birds will be at the top. They have their own role, functional role. So this way, so it is known as the position and the role of the organism in the environment is known as a niche. Then from this we are going to discuss various biotic and abiotic factors and the use. First one is a biotic factor. Then we'll go to the abiotic factor. So biotic factor means first is temperature. What is the role of temperatures? We are studying outline. We are not going to deep. We study separately, like ecology is a separate branch study. Then more things in deeper. So temperature, what way the temperature is related to for the survival of the species, or what way it involving adaptations of the animals, organisms, water, light, soil, like this. So first one is a temperature. Temperature is the most ecologically relevant environmental factor. Based on the temperature, also the animal is distributed. Vegetations, plants, or distribution of animals also based on the temperature. If the polar region is different, their fauna and flora is different. Temperate or rainforest is different. Taiga is different because of the one is a temperature, other one is a rainfall. So temperature plays a major role in the distribution of Animals. The temperature on lands varies seasonally. It is gradually decreased from equator to the poles. Equator, no, in that main equator, they have the more temperature. If you see the towards the pole, it is called as a latitude. Latitude means horizontal lines in the earth. You have seen in the map globe. Horizontal lines. So middle line is known as the equator. Tropic of Cancer is the equator. From there, equator has maximum temperature and moves towards the south and north pole. When it moves towards the latitudes, towards the south pole, north pole, the temperatures become very low. That is why they all in the form of ice caps, fully in ice, Arctic and Arctic region. Then the temperature also varies in the from zero level to below zero level to more than 50 in the polar regions to high altitude. Polar regions, it is sometimes below zero, -5, -20 that we discussed before in the map. You can see. Then high altitudes also temperature will be less. High altitude temperature will not be more. High if you go up and up like high hill stations, high mountains. If you go like the Himalaya, the temperature will be low, less than 0 degree. And temperature may be in the trophic regions. It is in sometimes it is more in the desert region, maybe more than 50 also. In tropical desert, it is more than 50. At the same time, the temperature may be below 0 degree. So it is maybe in the mountain or polar regions. So the temperature is how it is caused temperature difference because of the rotation of the Earth. Again, the position of the different land masses. If it is in middle of the Earth, it is called equator. It's more towards the polar regions. Temperature will be less. The average temperature in the thermal spring or deep sea hypothermal vent. These are the hot spring. You can say there may be more than 100 degree. Here only some bacteria lives. Here also some bacteria and other microorganisms lives. These are the thermophilic organisms, heat-loving organisms, 100 degrees. So these are some examples for the temperature-based. So temperature also plays in the distribution of plants and animals. For example, temperature, if you take a mango tree, it cannot grow in the polar regions. It cannot grow in the Iceland or Canada. Because in their colder regions, it cannot grow. Similarly, there from the Christmas tree, something like pine trees, if you bring to our place, conifer trees in the land, the tropical forest, it won't grow. So they are adapted. If snow leopard, if you bring it here, a penguin, if you bring it here, it will die. So because of the heat, it cannot tolerate. Like that, animals, plants are distributed based on the temperature. There is no snow leopard in Kerala or in Tamil Nadu, here our place. No, why snow leopard? They're not suited for living in this place. You see the snow leopard in the picture. There's a very thick fur. They have see the tail itself very thick. So they need to protect their heat loss from the environment. They need to have a thick fur. So like that. The tuna fish are rare beyond the tropical latitude in the ocean. So tuna fish, if you get the tuna fish, you go to certain regions only. Blue whale, you can live in certain regions only. Dolphins lives in certain regions. So these are based on the one of the reason is temperature. So temperature plays a major role. And the other thing is the vegetation, rainfall also plays a major role. And animal, the rainfall is secondary, but mainly is the temperature. As far as the animal is concerned, the temperature plays a more role in the distribution of animals. So temperature affects the kinetic of enzymes, basal metabolism, other physiological function of the organism. For all the functions, basic functions, all depend on the enzymes, various enzymes. The enzymes need around 30 degree room temperature is needed for the best to work for the enzyme. If it is less than that degree, that is why sometimes you see the heavy rain, cold region, rainy time, very cold region, sometimes they get indigestion problems. Indigestion problems not in the summertime, maybe in the cold weather, very cold weather, rain or winter, they get the indigestion problems because of the very cold. Then the enzymes functions will be slowed down. Less activity of enzyme kinetics, kinetic action, working of enzymes will slow down, or generally basal metabolism. So many enzymes involved in the world. So all the enzymes works best at room temperature. The temperature is less normally, all the basic metabolism, this all will be less. So this is the main role of the temperature. Temperature helps in enzyme kinetics and the basal metabolism and other so many physiological functions of the organism. So that is why this also affect the different the animals distributions. So that is the things given in this picture, this slide. Animals are distributed based on the temperature. So temperature is a abiotic factor. First factor we are discussing under abiotic is a temperature. So what way temperature is related, what way it affect the living organisms அப்படிங்கிறது நம்ம வந்து ஜென்ரல் பாயிண்ட்ஸ் தான். இது வந்து பெருசாக கிடையாது, கான்செப்ட் கிடையாது. ஏன் இந்த டெம்பரேச்சர் இப்படி ஆகுதுன்னா, டெம்பரேச்சர்ஸ் ஆல் ஆர்கனிசம் இந்த பிளான்ட் அண்ட் அனிமல்ஸ் வந்து நம்ம சொல்றோம். இப்போ நம்ம வந்து ஸ்கின் கலர் மாறுதுன்னா, நம்ம ஸ்கின் கலர் இதை வந்து இப்போ மெலன் பிக்மெண்ட் ஃபார்ம் ஆகுதுன்னா லாட் ஆஃப் என்ஜைம்ஸ் ஆர் நீடட் ஃபார் தட். எனி திங்ஸ் ஜீன் எக்ஸ்பிரஷன் நீங்க படிச்சிருப்பீங்க. அந்த ஜீன் டு பி எக்ஸ்பிரஸ்டு, இந்த கலர் ஆஃப் த மசில்ஸ் ஃபார்மேஷனோ இல்லை எந்த எவ்ரி திங் என்ஜைம் ப்ரொடக்ஷன் இந்த சலைவா வருது அப்படின்னா கூட the actual code is in the DNA. So that has to be transcribed and then translated. Then only the protein or amino acid will be produced. Amino acid is processed to form a protein. And the final நம்ம protein கிடைக்குது. So இதுதான் இப்போ வந்து எவ்ரி பார்ட் எவ்ரி திங்ஸ் என்சைம்ஸ் வந்து ரோல் இஸ் வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். நீங்கள் ஃபோட்டோசிந்தசிஸ் இதெல்லாம் படிச்சிருப்பீங்க. ஃபோட்டோசிந்தசிஸ் வேரியஸ் என்சைம்ஸ், ரெஸ்பிரேஷன்ஸ், நம்பர் ஆஃப் என்சைம்ஸ் இன்வால்வ்ஸ் in the plant. Plant also need every metabolic activities, body reactions. This is called biochemical reactions. நம்ம food நம்ம எடுத்துக்கிறோம், அது converted into energy மாறுது. So lot of involves, lot of enzymes involves. So all the enzymes best work in the normal temperature or room temperature. So அதுதான் organism important. Then this question always comes in the exam: eurythermal, stenothermal. Based on the range of temperature tolerance, organisms are two types. The organisms can tolerate wide range of temperature. Wide range of temperature is eurythermal. The organisms can tolerate wide range eurythermal. Stenothermal organism can tolerate only narrow range of temperatures. Organism cannot tolerate more range. நம்மளுக்கு எடுத்துக்கிட்டா ஹியூமன் எடுத்துக்கிட்டா வந்து நம்மளுக்கு ஸ்டீனோதெர்மல், நமக்கு நிறைய டெம்பரேச்சர் பாடி வந்து அக்செப்ட் பண்ணாது. ஸோ 98.4 டிகிரி ஃபாரன்ஹீட் அப்படின்னு இருக்குன்னா அதான் 1 டிகிரி 2 டிகிரி கூட போகலாம், 100 வரைக்கும் போகலாம். அதுக்கு மேலே போச்சுன்னா ரொம்ப சீரியஸ் இம்பாக்ட் கேனாட் டாலரேட். ஸோ அப்படிங்கும்போது ஸோ இதெல்லாம் வந்து உங்களுக்கு ஸ்டீனோதெர்மல் அண்ட் யூரிதெர்மல் அனிமல்ஸ் ஆர் டாலரேட் வைட் ரேஞ்ச் ஆஃப் யூரிதெர்மல், ஸ்டீனோதெர்மல். அதுபோல் யூரி ஹேலைன், ஸ்டீனோ ஹேலைன். ஸோ யூரி ஸ்டீனோங்கிறது நிறைய இடத்துல வந்து இந்த சஃபிக்ஸ் யூஸ் ஆகும். யூரிங்கிறது வந்து வைட் ரேஞ்ச், ஸ்டீனோங்கிறது நேரோ, தெர்மல்ங்கிறது உங்களுக்கு தெரியும் ஹீட். Animal tolerate wide range of heat. Animal can tolerate narrow range of temperature variations. அப்படிங்கிறது eurythermal and stenothermal animals. அது முக்கியமாக பார்த்தீங்கன்னா often repeated question. Second most important factor அப்படின்னு எடுத்தா desert இதுல வந்து water.
Sir, yes. Sir, 1 minute sir.
Yes.
Sir, physics sir வந்து இப்போ நீட் கிளாஸ் சென்ட் பண்ணிருக்காரு சார். He's asking to join in knee class, sir.
Sorry, understandங்களா? Okay, okay. Yes, then இதோட போதும், டெம்பரேச்சரோட போதும். Okay, thank you. So, okay, eurythermal, stenothermal நிறைய பார்த்துங்க. மற்றதெல்லாம் ஓகே இப்போ டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணோம். இது வந்து ஜென்ரலாக வந்து டிஸ்கஷன் தான் உங்களுக்கு. நிறைய வந்து பேசிக் வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் கான்செப்ட் அப்படின்னு ரொம்ப டீப்பாக வந்து இது கிடையாது. நீங்கள் படித்தாவே உங்களுக்கு புரியும். anyhow I will explain. நெக்ஸ்ட் கிளாஸ்ல மீட் பண்ணோம், நாளைக்கு மீட் பண்ணோம். நாளைக்கு நான் டிரான்ஸ்ஜெனிக் அனிமல்ஸ் முடிச்சிடுறேன். ஓகே, தென் thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you, sir.